Ticket text coming in. I addressed the state of Michigan State yesterday. If you want to find that on the podcast or YouTube or whatever other, I don't know, Space Jam or whatever other platform Sully puts it on, it's there. But today's a little different. Oh, boy. Mark Dantonio from outer space. Let me give you these ticket texts. Valenti, you're crazy. Denzel's not a great actor. That's blasphemous. No, he's very good. But see, people like you, he's the best actor of our generation. Oh, enough. Enough. Remember the Titans? Never able to make it through to the end. It always puts me to sleep. Amen. Four Brothers is awesome. They're working on a sequel. Oh, no. No. That is something the world does not need. A Four Brothers 2? Jesus. None of the Four Brothers was shot in Detroit. 99% was Pittsburgh. The problem with Remember the Titans, it's the worst representation of real football ever on film. Yes. This is the whole point. You make a football movie. The actual football in your movie can't be crap. Remember the Titans is some of the worst football ever put on celluloid or whatever they make movies on. That has to be factored in. I'm sorry. Pacino's speech caused me to tear up a bit. That's from Jake. All right. Let me play this audio for you and understanding. I'm assuming you didn't hear this show yesterday where I surgically just removed everything from MSU. Understand the underlying premise is that I believe Dantonio has allowed this thing to pass him by. I believe that his pride and his ego is ruining the very program he built. And having his friends employed and not wanting to make hard decisions has landed us where we're at. Now, today, he was asked a few questions. And I'm going to let Sully take you through this because he's on the ones and twos with the ability to hit buttons and play sounds, and I don't want to get in his way. So, Michael, if you would, please.
Yeah, so 3 cuts right here from Dantonio today. First cut, we're going to play him talking about basically the formula for success at Michigan State and what they need to focus on if they want to be good offensively.
The formula for success here has been, if you can run it 40 times, I don't care if you get 120 yards or 130 yards or 140 yards or 240. If you can run it 40 times, you got a pretty good chance to win. That's been our success. That's been one of the things that I say, hey, run the ball. Now, if you throw it 60 times, there's a good chance we may have 300 yards. As evidence, I see the statistics about Northwestern. Does everyone know that we threw the ball the last 3 games against Northwestern for 1,200 yards, but we didn't win the game? So you got to be able to run the football.
Oh, boy. Notice in his commentary there 2 key phrases. Has been. It's past tense, guys. Has been or in the past. Oh, man. Go ahead, Mike.
Next one here about his, specifically his involvement in the offensive play calling.
I've always been involved to a certain extent to sit there and say, what about this? What about that? Can we do this? Can we do that? Draw something on the board. Tell them, hey, we need to put this in and those type of things. But you basically, like I said, you have formation sheets that are very in-depth, and you can't recreate the wheel. Even if you said, hey, we're going to change next year to something, it's very difficult to recreate the wheel. What you do have is you have a vast library to go back to and say, okay, how can we tweak this or tweak that to help generate some productivity in certain areas.
What does it mean, recreate the wheel?
Oh, it's another example of past tense, right? Recreating, doing this, doing what we've done.
Oh, yeah, we have this vast library. Bro, we have 10 plays. It's like Tecmo Bowl. Go ahead, play the third, and then I'll give you some thoughts.
Third cut here is he's talking about how he's not going to micromanage his coaches.
And again, I go back to not going to micromanage. Maybe my coaches will say I do. Okay, but I'm going to try not to micromanage. I'm going to try and empower our coaches to do their job and allow them to do their job with confidence. So I'm not going to be in a threatening mode. I'm just not. It's not going to be who I am. I allow them to do their work, and I'm going to believe in them and push it forward. That's what I've done. And it's served us well.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, here's where we are. Yesterday, I came out and told you that I think Dantonio's being very prideful. I think he got comfortable. You know I've complained about the staffing issues dating back to the playoff year. But today cements my belief. See, this is the problem. And you're going to run into this if you know some State fans. There's at least going to be one of them who feels this way. Yeah, but I mean, look at the record. Past tense. Yeah, but look what they did in 2014 and 15. Past tense. This is about where you're at and where you're going. Does Mark Dantonio in the audio we played for you sound like a guy who's going to make changes? Doesn't sound that way to me. Dantonio saying this is the way we've done it here. This is the way we've been successful here. Oh, boy. Uh-oh. Mike, I'm telling you, next 2 weeks, they may lose these two combined games to Penn State and Michigan by a total of 55, 60 points. Because these kids do not look like they buy into this scheme. I think they love Coach Dantonio, but the body language of these kids, they know they're going on the field without a chance. And that's both coordinators, because I got major problems with Mike Tressel as well.
I mean, there's a clear issue with not wanting to evolve. That's clear with what he says.
Oh, my God.
And not on the results you see on the field. By the way, the one bonus cut I want to play for you.
Do I have to?
You have to. Dantonio, he's concerned about his program right now. Take a listen.
I'm concerned about our football program in general, where we're at, the chemistry, the mindset as we move forward. I think it's healthy. I think it's extremely healthy. We've won a lot of football games here, and our attitude is very, very good. I'm concerned about our players, how they're doing in school, socially, and then what's going on in their daily lives. And I try and touch our players as much as I can.
Oh, God. Just cue up the band. Can we just fire up Old Lang Syne, please? This had to be what it feels like as the Titanic was sinking. Cellos are sliding all over the place. There's chairs going everywhere. An old lady just went overboard. This has to be what it was like. Minus the hypothermia and death. This has to be the feeling of imminent doom. Oh, man. Oh, man. Boy, if you think I'm overreacting, A, you need to listen to the segment I did yesterday. And then, B, you could tell me why. But it sure looks like for the second time in 3 years, this thing is headed to an abyss. 2016, last year, bit of a mirage. It looks like this year's headed right back to, 5-7? 6-6? A coach who doesn't want to make changes. A coach who's very prideful. And Michigan is not going to slow down. Penn State is not going to slow down. Ohio State is not going to slow down. Very disturbing commentary from Mark Dantonio. And I don't think it's fair to just write it off with, well, what is he supposed to say, you bearded freak? Hold on a minute now. Hold on. You're a top 10 team to start the season. You had high hopes. You've lost 2 inexcusable games. Your players' body language doesn't look right. You know there's problems with your scheme. You yourself have criticized your offensive coordinator. You mean to tell me coming out and talking about, well, when we run it 40 times, we're really successful here. Mark, this team can't run the football, period, amen. That's it. They can't do it. Nobody cares how successful you were with Javon Ringer. Nobody cares how successful you were with Le'Veon or Edwin. Doesn't matter. It's past tense. Dantonio really is living in the past. And then that comment regarding the catalog of plays, and we've got a library to go back to. Dude, do me a favor. Put some chains on the doors. Nobody's trying to go back into that building. I have no faith that this team is going to really get up off the mat here. You know what will happen? Mike, I think it'll be one of those deals. They'll play well in a spurt, and the first time something negative happens, they'll crumble. You're having players-only meetings 5 weeks into the year. Here's a dirty secret. About 1 out of 100 players-only meetings works. The other 99, nobody remembers because the team bombs out and doesn't go anywhere. You might not see Michigan. Michigan State may not win a game in the month of October. Look at the schedule. Penn State here, Michigan next week, Purdue the week after that. They may not win a game. And Michigan is rightfully going to be out for blood. And I think that stadium will be half filled with maize and blue. because Spartan fans have given up on this. And what am I going to say? I'm not going to sit there and criticize Spartan fans. I myself stopped paying for this garbage 2 years ago. It's not worth my money. I can still love my school and love my football team, but I'm not going to pay to watch something that's not enjoyable. But what are you talking about? We were winning. That doesn't mean it was enjoyable beating Purdue 14-3. I got better things to do with my life. I just think it is so low rent the way that Dantonio is behaving. This would never fly at a big-time program. But you know what it is? Let's just come out and say it. Michigan State is showing their true colors. They're not a big-time program. They're not acting like a big-time program. He's not acting like a big-time coach. I can cop to that. It's as easy as anybody. There's nothing to hide from. Their actions, or in this case, their inaction, is everything I need to say, you know what? You're fulfilling every stereotype of the little bro narrative. You're not acting like a big boy. Dantonio looks like a guy who's angry that mom didn't bring home Cheerios because that's what she's always done for him. And I want my Cheerios. But Mark, we've switched to a higher fiber program here. You need to eat the grape nuts. I want Cheerios. I mean, that's really what this is. You know, I look back on my life. We've had plenty of good meals with Cheerios. Mark, eat the grape nuts. That's it. I'd love to hear from the people on this because I think it's damning commentary. And if you were hoping for change, forget about it. It ain't happening. 248-539-9797. I'll get Sully's feedback. David is just staring off into space. He wants nothing to do with Mark Dantonio. This is a very emotional time for this radio program right now.
Sure don't.
Sure don't.
He's breaking down Wisconsin film over there.
Oh,